Hello, Star Wars Galaxy Favorite players. This is Andy Teshorto, and today we finally got December calendar for December 2018. The event calendar, I mean, the December calendar, the December event calendar should be named that in that whatever. But they did a new format. They do not have the login character this time listed. That's probably because it was already announced and everyone knows what it is. They don't need to list it this time around. But it's Ewok Scout because C-3PO is needed to. C-3PO is coming as a legendary, and he is needed to. Excuse me. He is needed to unlock, or be unlocked by Ewoks. So, but yeah, we got a ton of events this month. We got one big one is the One Famous Wookiee legendary event is coming on 12/25 Christmas Day. Get your bounty hunters ready. If you haven't been able to get, because I got them to 6-star. If you haven't been able to get them to 7-star, this time around you should be able to. Because the last time around I wasn't ready. Like I think the only Gear 12 I had at the time was Boba Fett. But now I have Bosk. I have Bosk's leadership Zeta. I have Dengar now 7 stars. I have Greedo to I'm not a 7-star. Gear 12. Greedo to Gear 11, and then IG-88 Gear 12. So I'm hoping that should be enough to unlock him. So I'm definitely going to be flooring the crap out of trying to get Chewbacca so I can have a good Chex Mix team dealing with less RNG dependence. So, but yeah, this is a lot of events going on. It's huge, and we got some territory battles. I do want to mention that I think 1 week on the 12/11, this territory war, the following one after that won't be, so we may actually be having a little bit of break for Christmas because it's a holiday, everyone's traveling, stuff like that, so who knows what we'll be doing, but we'll still be having territory battles during Christmas break. Next, I want to talk about this little posts and linkage. Some people were there was someone that leaked this, and 80-90% of it is accurate. November was changed, had more KOTOR characters added because they got dark side KOTOR here, but they also added some light side KOTOR characters, being Karth Onasi and Juhani, as well as we did still have the Clone Wars anniversary, as well as Anakin's ship. But we did not get Grievous and Malevolence. I'm going to predict right now Grievous and whatever ship he's going to have, Grievous's rework is going to come either January or March of 2015. Or 20... Oh my gosh. We're going back in time apparently. This game wasn't out in 2015. 2019. January or March of 2019. It's so weird saying 2019 because I got so used to 2018. But yeah, and of course this month C-3PO and original trilogy Falcon are going to be legendary possibly. So we do know C-3PO. I do want to talk about Mythic Raiders here in a sec. And then original trilogy Falcon, and we'll see how that one works out if that happens. I do want to make a quick few predictions of what's going to be unlocking them. First off is bounty hunters. Bounty hunters could be a possible thing, but we only have 4 ships. So I got to thinking, what about scoundrel ships? That would only add Lando's Falcon. And there's 3 plus 2 to 4, depending on your ship level, or capital ship level, 2 to 4, up to 4 reinforcements. So then I thought Empire, but then there's 2 fleet commanders and only 4 ships again. So it boiled down to the fact it could be just the Empire ships and the original trilogy bounty hunter ships. Yes, there's still more ships that could be added to the game, i.e. Dengar's ship could be added. We still have Zuckuss and Forlom that should still come into the game, I feel like, and their ship. An original trilogy ships would be fine. Also, Jango Fett's ship that's currently in the game, he should get a ship. I hope that's a Christmas gift. But then again, some of Boba Fett's ship does what Jango Fett's ship does, but Jango Fett would have some other different things. So it's like, what are they going to do? unless Jango Fett doesn't get a ship because his son took it. His son inherited it. But if Jango Fett does get a ship, I predict that it'll also be piloted with, co-piloted with Zam Wesell. Kind of like a Star Wars bounty hunter linkage there. But other than that, that's kind of my predictions for the unlocking of the original trilogy Falcon. Now, going back to this though, there's a thing called mythic raids. At first, I was thinking, why not have original trilogy Falcon, you know, be in mythic raids? If they plan on updating raids, the 2 raids that came first, like Sith raid, I don't see a mythic phase for that for like the next year and a half before they do that, just because of how the power scale has been growing and everyone's been leveling things up at different levels. I'm sure by the end of next year we're going to be at level 90. Some people are predicting Gear 13, which I'm kind of iffy on. Of course, I don't know what it's going to look like, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But going back to it, mythic raids, I like the idea of adding a new tier for the Rancor raid as well as the AAT raid to give some more challenge. I personally don't battle it just because there's always that one guild member that can solo the Rancor raid, and so when it pops up, he solos it, gets first place, gets all the best rewards, and I just still get some meh rewards. But what would be the character to unlock with a mythic raid for Rancor? It got me thinking a little bit. Obviously, if Chewie is a legendary, and as well as the original trilogy Falcon's legendary, I do still see you getting Raid Han shards, just to, you know, make it so you're not bouncing back and forth. So I assume you're still going to get Raid Han shards. I'm assuming you also get the Raid Han shards at higher amounts, kind of like the latest 2 raids, the minimum being 6 and then up. But I think the other possibility, some people probably may predict Jabba the Hutt. I'm kind of mad on that. They could do a trio and throw in the Zuckuss and Forlom and their ship as a that's kind of where I want to predict Zuckuss and Forlom being unlockable, or they do that, but then again they don't seem that high as a legendary, so I don't know what they'll do. I do predict that Raid Han will have more shard variants, so future people will be able to, you know, add that, or I mean be able to get Raid Han a little faster than 2s and 3s and 4s a raid. Another thing I do want to mention with this mythic raid is it's been stale as it is because it could be soloed by so many teams. I feel like changing up the pace would be kind of cool and interesting. So, and I feel like adding a new phase would be great, and that would be phase 1. Adding a new phase 1, and where the Gamorrean guards either are replaced or are phase 2. And so on. But the new phase 1 would be, you'd be in the throne room. Jabba would have kind of the cooldown bar thing. He wouldn't be a target, but he would issue commands and orders and buffs and stuff, kind of like in the HAT raid, or the tank raid, where the tank is out of commission, but it still has a turn meter and still shoots targets. This is where, you know, he could maybe hit the button, and if your character's not buffed, or, you know, certain characters can also get away with it, like those that have jetpacks or Jedi, but if they're buffed, they don't fall in a hole, but they're able to dodge out of the way or something, so they'd be cool new animations. But who knows on that. But have it to where there's bounty hunters. So there's a few number of bounty hunters that were actually at Jabba's cell barge and in background shots, and you'd see Dengar, you would see Bosk, you would obviously see Boba Fett. He was the number 1 there, so you'd see those 3. Plus they could have 2 random AIs, and you just fight those, or you just fight those 3 bounty hunters, and they would have some sort of uniqueness to them. Who knows? I think that would be kind of cool. It would be a change of pace. and they would just have no turn meter resist, as well as the characters would be higher level. The Rancor would be higher level, and maybe, yes, maybe the Vader trick can solo phase 1 and or phase 2 and 3 now, but phase 4 and 5, the turn meter does not get resisted anymore. Who knows? We'll see what happens if they do a mythic version of the Rancor raid. The HAT raid, I don't know where they would go with this. They could add another phase where you're fighting Grievous and maybe a destroyer droid, one Magna Guard, one destroyer droid, Grievous, maybe a sniper destroyer droid, or some of those droid commandos, something to give some variety to the battle. Who knows? Maybe a Geonosian or two. That'd be kind of cool. So, but that's kind of my thoughts on mythic raids. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? Thumbs up if you agree with, having some mythic raids. Of course, there's a few other things I want to mention about the tank raid. If they add a mythic tier, I can see the mythic tier being giving rewards like maybe a General Skywalker, and then maybe they do a legendary event or some sort of event for the... Of course, you'll obviously get General Kenobi shards too as well, but a General Skywalker, have some synergies with General Kenobi, and then you would get their ship, that Twilight ship or something, so that ship is another variety ship. It's also another cargo ship, obviously, because if it can fit a Jedi starfighter in the back of it, it's obviously a cargo ship. So it has a little hangar in it. So, but other than that, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about all of this craziness. I just wanted to do my talk about this. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.